Hello, beautiful souls. How are you today? I am basking in this sunlight. I heard there's maybe snow coming in another day or two, which I am all for. But in the meantime, the sun is shining, and I'm taking a zoomed out perspective on life and this past year and where we're going. Because when you zoom out, you can see so much. And I have been in conversation with Spirit, my higher self. It's all connected. But I've been in a higher frequency this morning, tuning in and listening to the wisdoms about where my life has been, closing out a huge chapter of so many lessons that just feels like that chapter's done, and opening up new pages. What's so beautiful is a lot of times the lessons that we've learned in the previous scenes of our life, the previous chapters, become the jewels in the next chapters. They become the jewels in our crowns, the jewels on the path that sparkle and light the way and help us know where we're going next. And I find that I'm coming back to projects that I had opened and were in full gear, just trucking right along last year before I moved out to the farmhouse. And then now, as I have done a lot of settling in there in the house and just let it nurture me, and then this year was a big trip to Greece and trip to Mexico, to Cabo, and some beautiful spiritual work traveling. And now that it's winter and I'm homing back in, honing. I'm getting back settled into the home for the winter. And I'm looking at where was I last year? I hadn't even moved in yet. Just got the place. And this land has so many powerful messages in the roots of the trees, down in the rock and down in the soil. And I'm continuing to integrate all that and listen to this property about what it needs, what kind of work I'm doing there with the land and what the land is doing with me. And then I'm also weaving into that fabric the many things that I was working on and that I had as projects, and they're coming online again, but like in new, brighter, fresher ways. And there's like the layer of bricks for the foundation is already there, and so now I'm coming in with next layers, and it's feeling really powerful, because that's what happens. We don't always work in these linear lines. We often work in spirals. And if we're zoomed in really close, it can look like a straight line. If you think about it, like on the spiral, if you're super, super close, it can look like a line. But if you zoom out, you realize that it's actually circles and spirals. And then if you zoom out to a more multidimensional perspective, well, you can see all kinds of new things. You can see where the sound lands on that spiral. You can see where the light is. You can see the holographic realities. And we can tune into how overlapping all of our experiences are, and how the lessons and the magic all weave together and make this gorgeous tapestry of our life. I put this on this morning, so it's kind of fun that I'm talking about tapestry and fabric. And I wanted to pop on and encourage anyone that feels like they have to get a whole lot of things done before the end of the year. I know I can feel that pressure come in, and I think, part of it is the system that we're in. Like, I feel that the tax year is wrapping up. Oh, I'm supposed to, do certain deduction things. I'm supposed to, log certain things. And then we have this Gregorian calendar that says that this cycle is complete on a certain day. And because so much of the collective actually is in tune with that is true. But there are also cycles within nature that are on a different schedule, and we can tune into that as well. And I love the Chinese New Year. It's like my second New Year. In fact, if you actually look at calendars around the world, you can find that there's a whole bunch of opportunities to have New Year's over and over and over again. So we don't get one shot at wrapping things up over the next few days. We actually have so many opportunities to create closure and new beginnings. And again, depends on what level you're on, because the closure is not one exact moment, and the new opening is not one exact moment. There may be a potent and powerful pinnacle point, but there's a field of reality around that's very expansive, and it ripples across time. So you begin to close, and then you begin to open, and again, all of these things can be overlapping. But for simplicity's sake, or if you want to boil it all down to a pinnacle point in a moment in time, that can be helpful too. We all get to work with the energies however we want to, but I want to encourage myself and anyone that needs this encouragement that it's okay to draw this out. The other thing that I'm feeling this year in a way that I haven't before is that when I tune into the winter solstice and the energies of the season where I live, it has just crossed into winter, and we have this whole season of winter ahead of us. And I noticed that if you go to the commercial bubble of reality, we're already selling things for the next holidays, and we're going to start seeing spring break stuff and clothes in the stores next week. I'm not there yet. And if it feels fun to time jump a little bit to a season with warmer weather and green leaves on the trees, by all means, go for it. I like to just not only time jump, but travel jump in February to someplace warm for a few weeks. It kind of helps me get through the winter season. But we just crossed over into winter. And so a lot of the traditions that we think of as Christmas traditions really are winter traditions. And if you just strip away a little bit of the red and green and Santa Claus and presents and a lot of these very Christmassy things, we're left with many beautiful ways to make the winter feel cozier. I still have some cookies that I want to make, and the gingerbread cookies. The spices that are in gingerbread cookies are very warming spices. I still want to make more chai drinks and more wintry drinks. So I'm really going to be enjoying having the winter greens on my altar all through the next few weeks. 6 to 8 weeks of real winter coming, and the snow that's maybe coming, and just allowing the season to be here and to enjoy it in the ways that feel good. There's also a cup of hot chocolate up ahead. I love making spicy hot chocolate and warming up on cold days with that. I've got all my blankets out. I'm going to be doing some indoor seedling soon, because that's my way of staying connected to the garden in the winter. Just kind of feeling into the ways to enjoy the winter season and the holy days, the holidays. They're still here too, and it's such a potent opportunity to, as the world is just a little bit slower typically between December 25th and the New Year's, it's a great time to sneak away from the busy a little bit every day and go within and be in that light in your heart, that star in your heart, and use it as reflection time to kind of see the piercing light in the darkness of these long dark nights here in the northern hemisphere, and let that light and the intuition that we have guide the way on where we want to be in the days ahead, but even more importantly, right now, right in this very moment. So I hope that your holy days are filled with light, and that even if they're filled with some darkness too, even in the darkness, that we learn so much in the dark. We learn about ourselves in that quiet darkness too. So I'm hoping that the light and the dark are serving you well right now. And I look forward to seeing you again here soon. I look forward to seeing you at the Divine Playhouse. And I'm sending you so much love. Mwah!